The position of Manas 1. Manas and Karma. Having seen that Manas is the intelligent purpose of some being, working out in active objectivity, and having touched upon the interrelation existing between certain of these entities, it may now be possible to vision, even if somewhat cursorily and dimly, the true position of the Manasic principle in all three cases. The whole mystery of this principle is hidden in two fundamentals. The mystery of the resolution of the six-pointed star into the five-pointed star. 142 Secret Doctrine says that the six are the six forces of nature. What are these six forces? CSD 312. A. They are types of energy. B. They are the dynamic quality, or characteristic, of a planetary logos. C. They are the life force of a heavenly man directed in a certain direction. These Shaktis are as follows. 1. Parashakti, literally, the supreme force, energy and radiation in and from substance. 2. Jnanashakti, the force of intellect or mind. 3. Ikshashakti, the power of will, or force in producing manifestation. 4. Kriyashakti, the force which materializes the ideal. 5. Kundalini Shakti, the force which adjusts internal relations to the external. 6. Mantrika Shakti, the force latent in sound, speech and music. These six are synthesized by their primary, the 7th.40, 14,341. The secret doctrine says that it is on the hierarchies, and the correct number of these entities, that the mystery of the universe is built. 10. The line and the circle. The symbol of the heavenly men. S. D. I. 117. The 10 are the Arupa universe. S. D. I. 125. The 10 are manifested existence. S. D. I. 467. The 10 are sum total. S. D. I. 428. 6. The six-pointed star. The subjective life and the objective form, overshadowed by spirit. The six are the six forces of nature. S. D. I. 236. The six heavenly men. S. D. I. 402. The six planes. S. D. I. 236. Force or energy, matter or substance, and spirit. The six are the double triangle. S. D. I. 143. The six are the symbol of objectivity. S. D. I. 625. They are the Deva aspect of manifestation. S. D. I. 241. 5. This is the pentagon, the Makara, the five-pointed star. Compare S. D. I. 218, 219. 5 is the symbol of a planetary logos. S. D. I. 618. 5 is the symbol of the microcosm. S. D. I. 608. 5 is the symbol of creation. S. D. I. 613. It is the second and the third logos united in evolution. In the merging of the 5 and the 6 you have the totality of manifestation, the male and female blended in the divine hermaphrodite. Summing up, SD, I, 235 minus 239. I, 610, 638. The first order, the essential lives. Spirit. The self. The sixth order, the objective form. Matter. The not self. The fifth order, intelligence. Manas. The relation between point 41, the mystery of the lords of karma, who are, in themselves, the sole recipients of the mind purposes of that cosmic entity who enfolds our solar logos within his consciousness. When, therefore, the esoteric side of astrology, and of mystical geometry, has been studied, and alliance has been made between these two sciences, a flood of light will be thrown upon this matter of the intelligent principle. When the inner workings of the law of cause and effect, the law whereby the Lipical lords govern all their action, is better comprehended, then and then only will the sons of men be able to study with profit the place of Minos in the evolutionary scheme. At the present time it is not possible to do more than point out the direction of the path which must be trodden before this abstruse matter can be made clear, and to indicate certain lines of investigation which might, if strenuously and scientifically followed, yield to the student a rich reward of knowledge. Until the intuition is better developed in the average man, the very principle of Minos itself forms a barrier to its due understanding. 2. Minos and karmic purpose. If it is realized by the student that Minos and intelligent purpose are practically synonymous terms, it will be immediately apparent that karma, and the activities of the Lipical lords, will be involved in the matter. It will also be apparent that only as the lower mind is transmuted into the abstract, or higher mind, and from thence into the intuition, will man be able to understand the significance of Minos. We may perhaps ask why this must be so. Surely it is because the abstract mind is the agent on cosmic levels whereby the entity concerned formulates his plans and purposes. These plans and purposes, conceived of in the abstract mind, in due course of evolution crystallize into concrete form by means of the concrete mind. What we call the archetypal plane in connection with the Logos, the plane whereon he forms his ideals, his aspirations and his abstract conceptions, is the logoic correspondence to the atomic abstract levels of the mental plane, from whence are initiated the impulses and purposes of the spirit in man, those purposes which eventually force him into an objective form, thus paralleling logoic manifestation. First the abstract concept, then the medium provided for manifestation in form, and, finally, that form itself. Such is the process for gods and for men, and in it is hidden the mystery of mind and of its place in evolution. For the sake of clarity, let us take the microcosm for momentary study. It should be realized by all students that man is spirit or the self, working through matter, or the not-self, by means of the intelligence, or Minos, and it should also be realized that the statement of this fact, which is equally true of a solar Logos, a heavenly man, and a human being, involves the admission of certain deductions based on manifestation itself. One of these deductions is that by means of this principle of Minos form is built. Therefore, the whole subject of the builders has to be studied, those entities who are the embodiment of universal mind, who are the animating lives within the form, and who are the divine Minosopatras in their comprehensive totality. In the occult realization of this lies hid the secret of the close relationship between man and the Deva evolution, man being the repository, through the heavenly man of whose body he forms a part, of the purpose of the Logos, and the Devas in all their higher grades being the cohesive attractive factor which manipulates matter, and which molds it into shape. The two are partners, indispensable to each other, and without the two working in close cooperation this objective solar system would immediately disintegrate, just as man's dense and etheric bodies disintegrate when the spirit withdraws, and the builders cease their work. Three hierarchies in particular are concerned with objective manifestation in etheric matter, the fourth, or strictly human hierarchy, and the fifth and sixth or the Deva hierarchies. The other hierarchies fulfill other purposes connected with the life of the spirit in the higher forms in the cosmic ethers, but in connection with our present subject these three hierarchies work on the lower levels of the cosmic physical plane, the subplanes of which we call the mental, astral, and physical planes. When the 5 and the 4 are perfectly blended, we shall have achieved the 9 of a major initiation, and when the 6 is added we shall have the resolution into one of the groups embodied by a chimera, as has been hinted earlier. This marks the resolution of the six-pointed star finally into the five-pointed star. This is a great mystery, and concerns primarily the heavenly man of our scheme, and only incidentally the groups within his body of etheric manifestation. It will, therefore, be apparent that if all manifestation is the embodiment in form of a cosmic conception, and the working out of it in concrete shape, menace or intelligence is a basic factor of the process and the means whereby the link is made between the abstract and the concrete. This is already realized to be true in connection with man, and it is equally true of cosmic entities. As man progresses towards the heart of the mystery, he awakens to a realization that the aim of evolution for him is to build consciously the channel between the levels which are to him the planes of the abstract or of the ideal, and the concrete ones whereon he normally functions. This connecting channel has been inadequately called, and is literally, the path itself. He builds it by means of the monastic principle consciously applied, by the process of transcending the karmic limitations of the three lower planes, through the method of dominating matter, or the personality, considering it as the not-self, through the expansion of his consciousness through graded steps until it includes the planes he seeks to reach, and thereby demonstrating the truth of the statement that in order to tread the path he must become that path itself, and the accuracy of the occult truth that the Antaskana is itself but illusion. Ponder on this, for it carries illumination for those who have eyes to see. In the process of treading that path and of achieving the goal, man is resolved into the five-pointed star, finally into the triangle of spirit. Between these two stages is a mysterious esoteric stage wherein he is resolved into the four, not this time the four of the lower quaternary, but a higher four. He becomes part of the consciousness of that occult group hinted at in various places which stands next to the three logoi, the four great Maharajas, the dispensers of karma, the repositories of cosmic purpose, who are reflected, but only reflected, in the logoic quaternary, or in those four heavenly men who embody, with their synthesizing third, logoic manas. These four with the synthesizing one are in themselves the sum total of manas, the Brahmi aspect, or intelligence in activity. Karma works through manas, and only as the six-pointed star, or the sum total of concrete mind in its various divisions, becomes the five-pointed star, or the synthesis of the lower into the abstract, or higher, is the transmutation into the three, or the spiritual triad, made possible via the four, or the formless repositories of karmic purpose. Thus is liberation achieved, thus is man set free, and the microcosm attains being without the necessity of form-taking. A hint here in connection with the microcosm may help. When the microcosm has transcended the three worlds of matter and has become the five-pointed star, he passes into the consciousness of the monad, or pure spirit, via the fourth plane of buddhi. For him the buddhic plane is the plane of karmic correspondence. On it he enters into the sphere of conscious cooperation in the working out of karma for a heavenly man, having completely worked out his personal karma in the lower three spheres. The student whose intuition suffices can work out the planes which correspond to the buddhic plane, for a